Welcome back to Open Minded. Today I'm with Braiden, a good friend of mine on my course. Now, Braiden did a fight night about a month ago, 2 months.
Yeah, it was end of November. So,
Yeah, and basically it's like a charity event where you come up against an opponent, you have a fight, but you never really boxed before, had you?
No, completely new experience to me.
So it was a good journey for him, and we had a coffee before his fight to talk about some of the emotions and the psychological aspects of it. Now,
yeah.
the first question for you, bro, was what were your emotions like on the day, and most in particular on that ring walk?
So I think, like, obviously the weeks upcoming to it where I was really nervous, but on the day, I remember didn't really sleep well the night before. I mean, as you would expect. So and then it wasn't too bad, like eating just because my mates flew over from home, from Belfast to watch. I was just kind of spending time with them, which kind of helped me distract from what was going to happen later on. But then I think it really started to hit me when I had my last meal before the fight, which I'd planned out. Me and my two ringmen went to the fight to like do all the medical stuff, like tick boxes, say like, yeah, I'm happy doing this. And it really started to hit me. And my two ringmen got into a room and we started chatting about it and getting myself in the zone. And then you could start to hear it, like the music and everyone kicking off, like as the first fight started. And what really didn't help at the time, they were organizing like the fight order, and originally I was put like near the very end, and then all of a sudden, within like 5 minutes, I was put like right to the front,
Oh, damn.
and I was like, shit. So I'm in like two fights time. I need to like switch on. I thought I had loads of time to like relax, get ready, but then all of a sudden it just happened, and then
Was that good for you, the way it just naturally just quickly happened?
I think I thought I had my own like mental process ready of like, right, okay, relax, calm down. And then as I got closer to the fight, then sort of like ramp it up. So I think it did catch me off guard. It didn't really help. But I think maybe in hindsight, I would have probably got into my head too much and then almost worried more with the amount of time I did have. Um, so no, I went out and I could see the ring. I could see my opponent getting ready with his ringmen, and it got very real. And then as it with the walkout, the music came on. I couldn't even hear the music, to be honest. It was all just noise, people shouting and screaming, and I just remember having goosebumps and thinking this is like one of the scariest things I will ever do and have ever done.
And then so coming out of that, I know one of your biggest concerns was being embarrassed, being knocked
Yeah,
out in front of loads of people, the
yeah,
crowd, and just being in
yeah,
the limelight.
yeah,
And that's basically what you described right there,
exactly.
that real emotion of, wow, I'm in the limelight now.
Yeah, it's just
So
me.
now you've gone through that, and
Yeah.
it was just you in the limelight.
Mm.
How are you looking back at that experience now?
I think, well, first off, I'm really glad that I did it, no matter what the outcome, whether it was a loss or whatever, which, unfortunate. But I think looking back, I was so nervous, so excited. And then when it happened, when I lost, I did feel annoyed and embarrassed, but then I did feel like it was slightly out of my control. Um, because I'd broken my nose twice playing rugby. So like anytime I get a knock, it just bleeds everywhere. So, and that's why it was called off. And to be fair, I think he would have won anyway, if I'm being honest with myself. But I think all the emotions, it was just everything came at me at once. And then as it came off, I was just disappointed, and it was hard to like feel proud of myself because of like the decision. But I just think it's really nice to reflect on, because obviously the amount of stress, I am now proud of myself that I went through it.
Yeah.
But obviously at the time it was just mainly like disappointment, and to be fair, a bit was like weights off my shoulders. It's not like I've got this fight coming up. It's all done now. Like I can sit back, relax, and all my hard work's coming to like a conclusion.
So obviously going through that period of, I don't want to say period of loss, because you've not lost anyone, but
yeah,
that period of losing the fight and not being proud of yourself.
Yeah.
How long did it take for you to then feel proud of yourself? And from this experience, how are you taking it into your life and your future goals now?
I think probably like a week or two, I was able to look back and think like, right, I did 8 weeks of training, training like minimum 4 times a week, going to the gym, doing extras like by myself, pushing myself through it, going through the nutrition whilst keeping on top of uni. I think after those like few weeks of settling down, and everyone had kind of asked me after those few weeks, like how it went, for people who weren't there. So after those few weeks, I think I was able to then look back and think, yeah, I'm actually really proud of myself, and I use that thinking whenever I'm nervous for something else, something small, like I've got like an assignment due or something like that, I can then look back at it and think it's not really that big of a deal, like because for me that what fighting in front of 1,500 people from my mates was like the pinnacle of like stress. So it kind of makes everything seem less now, which is why, like I said, I'm glad that I did it.
Yeah.
So.
And I know you did the Great North Run and you did your fight night.
Yeah.
Have you got any future goals coming up at all?
That's what I was thinking. Straight after the fight, I was like, right now I need something else, like a physical challenge to aim towards. So nothing at the minute. I have applied for next year's Great North Run, so hopefully I'll get into that. If not, I think it'll be maybe a marathon, because obviously start off with a half marathon.
Yeah, do it.
So may as well, something to train towards, like instead of obviously mentally with uni, I'm locked in, but physically, something alongside that to like keep myself challenged and pushing for something.
And just last question, if you could give advice to someone who is Braiden before their fight night,
yeah,
someone who wants to do something, wants to accomplish something, but is battling with nerves about the situation, what advice would you give to that person?
Honestly, I'd just say, just do it. Like, I think I had beat around the bush quite a lot with fight night, and like, I wanted to do it. Would I do it? It was a bit like that, like you said, worrying about all the risks and what would happen, and like thinking about all these really horrible outcomes. And at the end of the day, like I did lose. It wasn't the outcome that I wanted, but I'm still happy that I did it. So I feel like ignore the stress. I know you're going to have to push yourself through it, which is all part of the challenge and part of accepting like it might not go your way. But then I think after you've pushed yourself through all that, after you've been able to work mentally to get there, you will look back on it and think, I'm so glad I did it.
Brilliant. Well, thank you for coming over, man, and Braiden. That's been Braiden, Open Minded.
No
Thanks
worries,
for watching.